We are now live. Greetings, everybody. Greetings. I know this is going to be one hot topic coming up in just a few minutes here. And we're going to be having this conversation today regarding Freemason. We're going to have this conversation. Today is myself. Live. Greetings, everybody. Greetings. I know Brother Melvin Little, how you doing today, my brother?
I'm doing all right, man. How you doing?
This is going to be an interesting topic today. We're talking about, has masonry increased or has it decreased? And man, let me tell you, this is kind of complex. There's a lot of nuances that's going to be playing in the way of what we're going to be talking about. So if you want to join us live via Zoom, you're certainly welcome to do so and add your opinion to it. But I have Brother Melvin Little in today from all the way from Atlanta, hot Atlanta, Georgia. So I want to get your opinion first. I mean, it's been a long time since you and I have really connected, although we do talk a lot. But with that being said, you being in the masonry or Freemasons for a while, what's your opinion in regards to, has masonry increased or has it decreased based on statistics and what you've come across?
Well, you know what? The truth is, we all know it's decreased. If not, you wouldn't see a lot of them grand lodges being sold off, going into foreclosure. Going to foreclosure means that you ain't paid your bills. That's what it comes down to. Our people just got too old and they didn't bring enough new meat in to replace it. But it's been a great decrease, my brother. I mean, we don't like to admit it, but it's bad. It's bad out here. You know, how the sun goes hard out here for it's bad. But the quality, I think you're getting what you have is you have some elite qualities. I would look at that, but you still have a lot of, sad to say, I wouldn't be too proud, but since the 1850s, we've dropped greatly. I think the 1850s was like the epitome of the height of the Masonic revolution. And then it just started shrinking down, in my opinion.
Okay, so with that being said, now I have my own opinion. I'm gonna give it to you in a minute. So since you say during the 1850 was the climax part of Freemasonry, then what was the decreased part? Where did that start to play in, and what brought about that change?
Well, I think one, it started in the in the 50s, early 60s. A lot of things start changing: technology, communication, things of that nature, and then also re-education. And you got to look at when you look at the way things have been laid out, even for society and what we seem to care for, what we don't care for, a lot of things have changed. And through the changes of a lot of things, I think, a lot of people, I mean, nobody, like, if guys are still out here hazing, I mean, that's crazy. You hazing grown men. I mean, times have changed, and we don't understand that you got a guy 60 years old talking about this is the way we used to do it. That ain't even masonry. Masonry is not something of the past. Masonry is supposed to reflect tomorrow. It's supposed to reflect the future.
So you don't think that masonry today is reflecting society? Because we're gonna go down a rabbit hole in a minute. Trust me.
I want to go down that rabbit hole. Well, you know what? Right now, masonry is it's pulling for straws, and it's so bad that certain organizations are even look at the shrine in Florida. I think it's the one in Florida. You ain't gotta be a Mason, not even a pre-breakfast. Used to be you have to get your 32nd or your Knights Templar. If you double-breasted, you got to get both. Now it's like they're like, man, look, just get the 3rd degree. Let's go. You can shrine out with us. So you gotta understand, there's a lot of things are changing, and they're not changing because they're saying, oh man, you used to have to do it like this and do it like this. They don't have the numbers. If I'm a Shriner, I can't wait. I need people now, because that's what fills the cupboard, and that's what makes things happen.
All right, well, let's go down this rabbit hole. Now we both know at one time, in order to be a Shriner, we're gonna start there, that you had to be a Mason and be in the appending bodies before you was even brought into Shriner.
That's the prerequisite.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what we seen was that uh, the Caucasian or mainstream Freemason broke that. They decided to separate that move because of, for whatever reason. And when they did that, Prince Hall followed suit. Now, I can say on this side of the aisle, we don't do that. So with them following suit, what do you think transpired then? Because it seems to me with them following suit that they are trying to mirror what mainstream is doing. And I think that does them a disservice. It does most Masonic organization a disservice when you try to mirror somebody else.
You know, I think what's going on with that is more of a survival technique. So when you look at it like that, when you pulling for straws, you need something. So you say, okay, what is this person doing? What is this person doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? And not PHA, but I think they looked at it and said, hey, we need to try something different. And they over there doing that, it's working for them, because look at all the houses that you get to avoid before you can walk into the shrine. And some people, they ain't gonna take that long. This ain't like the olden days.
So with that being said, do you really get an essence of Freemasonry without going into the appending bodies? Or do you just say, well, all I wanted to be was a Shriner anyway? Is that why they separated those two bodies? Is to say the Shriners, you can do your thing over here. We'll be the Grand Lodge Estate, and then the Supreme Council deal with the appending bodies, because I'm looking at it from a educational point of view. I want a member in my jurisdiction, in the Supreme Council, for which I'm a part of. I want them to understand and enjoy Masonry, not just from let's go have a party, but an educational point of view. I want them to understand it from the point of view of saying, I enjoy the craft because of the education. Yeah, we have some fun, but man, do we get down with a better understanding of the craft and applying those working tools along the way. And then, because if you do that, you're going to understand that those things change as you progress in Freemasonry. Portals and other doors open up. There's so many different rites out there. But for you not to even consider going York Rite or Scottish Rite or French Rite or any other primitive
rite. Down that rabbit hole too now.
We're going to touch on that. But the thing is, I just think you miss so much more trying to get to the Shriners and not even understand Freemasonry.
Well, I think you're correct in your synopsis, but the truth is, I'm gonna be blunt. This younger generation, they don't give a fuck. Excuse my English. I gotta give it to you just like that.
You're good, but let me tell you, I think you're wrong.
Okay.
Tell me why you think you're right. I'm gonna tell you why I think you're wrong.
Because we live in a world that I'm gonna use the craft of painting, for instance, right? Before I really got a chance to touch a paint gun, I was doing sanding and shooting primer for almost 3 years before I put the paint gun in my hand. Now it's like I watch a lot of youngsters come in and it's like, hey, I'm ready to paint. Yeah, I hope I can paint. Man, these cars, people cars, they were between $5,000 to $100,000 plus. They don't want you painting on their damn cars. You don't know what you're doing. People don't understand this. It's like, just like with the craft, it's complex. But we live in the world of now. We live in the world of, hey, I want to be a YouTube influencer. Hey, you look online and say, hey, you want $50,000 in credit? This is all you got to do. It takes 2 weeks. Bullshit. I'm telling you the truth. We live in the world of now, and they watch so much TV and they think, yeah, I had somebody that was working on the car. I asked guy, I said, what are you doing? I'm watching a YouTube video so I can figure out blah, blah, blah. I said, that's cool. I understand. I'm glad that you're trying to do that. But you got about 4 or 5 techs over here. Been doing this for about 35 years. Tap in.
You're proving my point.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, though, where's these youngsters at? Do you know, like, I don't get people knocking at the door. Like, I had to hire a consultant and send them out just to go find some employees for this craft that I do. It's a good craft. It's no different. So we say, okay, ask one to be one. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really advertise, but yet now I see people advertising that. Hey, I don't blame them. I don't blame them, because these times now, the things that are happening, and COVID really broke the backs of a lot of places. COVID was a backbreaker. And for us
Yep,
to say,
absolutely.
like you was just reading, and I had that in my notes, that in 1959, we were at our height, right?
4.1 million Masons in the United States in 1950, in the 50s, let's say
And that's
in the 50s.
probably non-colored, but it was like, and for males at that date and time, the average was like 1 in 5 males. So
Right.
1 in 5 males were belong to some kind of Masonic affiliation. So you look at the masonry and these buildings, what they had, outstanding. But if you look at masonry now, and it's right, it's like, it's back in damn near back into the dark ages. And that's all because when you look at the Mackey's jurisprudence, nobody really paid attention to some of the words that's in the first landmark.
Well, I got a question for you, because one brother just posted, it's more so about the money instead of understanding thyself through the teachings of masonry. It's more so about the money. Now that's what somebody put in there.
I actually agree with that, and it's another problem we got to make, a big problem. You got a guy, he's been in the craft 30 years, so you want to make him a secretary. Man, his fingers are sticky. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? You got another guy, you make him a worshipful master. He might be the best trainer anybody ever seen. He's a horrible WM. Stop it. Stop it. Let him train, and let him train, learn how to train. We put people in because, I've been there 15, 20 years, and because and he know everybody, but he ain't good for the craft. You put these guys in place, you put these guys up front, and these guys are doing the same thing that some of these guys are doing over 100 years ago. It is 2023, or 2024. You got fools out here fighting. I don't mean kind of like fools, but they're acting foolish fighting. For what? Learn how to survive and do what you're supposed to do. You took an oath and obligation to make this world a better place from which you came. If everybody focused on that, it'd be good.
But here's the thing. With so many different flavors at this time regarding Freemasonry, you and I both know that there are some flavors out there. The ideal is that Masonry itself has gotten away from its own oath and obligation to its members. It itself has gotten away from it. And when I say that Masonry has gotten away from it, that means that we have allowed people to come into the organization itself and bring a street mentality in, and then continue to maintain a street mentality. So what you get is, you get a person who never really applied the tenets of Freemasonry, but just to say that they're a Mason and they have a membership card saying that they are. They don't really understand the essence of Freemasonry. So therefore, hey, I'm a Mason. And this is all you get, without actually understanding it, going back, reading what you said you would not do, applying those things to your daily journey in your life. If we would only do that, then Masonry, to me, would thrive. But what we get is this buddy, yeah, I'm charging you this, come on in, sort of thing. And no one really gets the educational benefit of it.
I even fight in our organization because I don't like dues. And they knew when I was WM, I never cared about dues. I don't care about them now. And a lot of times we don't do them unless if there's something, I don't know, they just really have to be collecting for something. But I don't agree with it, because my thing is, if I can take a brother and teach him how to make money, and teach him how to better himself, to put himself in a better financial position, you don't have to ask. It's just there. Why? Because you picked him up. You didn't give him a hand out. You gave him a hand up. And when you do that, people are in place to do more for the craft. So you don't have to be out doing a bunch of fish fries and stuff, because you've already took the guys that are in the craft and taught them how to fish.
And I agree with that. And we do it a little different here. And I don't mind explaining the way we do it here, because, I've always hopped on those fish dinners. I'm never saying that we didn't do them at one time. Hell yeah, it was a thing to do. I ain't gonna lie. But as you grow, as you mature, then you have to kind of reevaluate some things. So what we have done is we said, look, if you are paying Masonic membership dues to be here, to partake in the this particular jurisdiction, that's great. So when we get ready to do something, we don't have to go beg and borrow to do it. The money should be there because we've been paying membership dues to do this. If Brother John loses a family member, because we've been putting in dues, we should be able to give the family a nice donation or a token of appreciation because this person has invested his life, his time, and his energy into the lodge. And it's sad when you have brothers who have done that, but you as a lodge, you as a grand lodge, you as a jurisdiction cannot even give that family a few $100 just to say we appreciate the mere fact that this brother has dedicated something he can't get back, which is his time. And I can agree with you on that as far as that's concerned. And like you said, well, if I teach a brother how to go make money, the money should be there. That part I do agree with you on.
Okay, so where do we go wrong? Because these boys ain't coming in. These people are not coming in. The craft is really, really shrinking, and everybody's acting like they shit don't stink. And that's what I love about online, because everybody got roses, what they smelling like boo-boo, and we try to play it off. And the reality is, again, we're living in a world where things are different. I remember in 2016, I was talking about doing stuff online. You know, I was talking about doing masonry online strictly since 2016.
Right.
Guys on my craft was like, "You're crazy. Don't do that. Slow, wait, we need to wait." Da, 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 da. Now, guess what? Guys, they're getting degrees online.
But see, you and I had that conversation.
Yeah, well, you know, I told you it was coming.
We had that conversation.
How many years ago did I tell you it was coming?
We've been having it for a while.
How many years ago did I tell you it was coming?
I can't wrap my arms around it. I understand it.
I'm asking you a question.
I just
how
can't
many
embrace
years? How many years did I tell you it was coming?
We've been at least 5 years, a minimum of 5 years.
He's like, I don't know. I said, Tony, it's coming. Brother Muhammad, that shit coming down the pipe. Now, guess what? Think about this for a second. If I can set up a system online, let me get my calculator out. If I can set up a system online, and now instead of me dealing with the jurisdiction that's in a few mile radius, guy may drive 10, 20 miles. You know, when I was first coming in, I was literally to go to a lodge meeting. I was driving 493 miles to come to my father's lodge. I did it every month.
Hey, man, that's like from here to Vegas for me. We do that every 3 months.
Yeah, but now imagine me listening to a guy on WM tell me, man, he couldn't make it. It was a little far. I was like, man, I wasn't the best guy to say that to. But anyway, if you take, now you set something up online. Say I've set up a system online, I get 500 applicants, right? I got 500 applicants. Okay, they pay their application fee times $25. Okay, you just charge them 25. That's 12,500. Of the 500, say you only make 100 in. Of those 100 that you make in, now you can do everything online, have a system set up, raise them online. And now say you get those 100 in, their dues is 300 a month. Okay, I mean 300 a year. Just I'm throwing a number out.
Right.
That's 30,000. Now you have $42,000 that you've made, and all you did is play some goddamn videos and do some Zooms, and guess how much money I had to pay for lights, gas, and rent?
I get that part.
But hold on, wait.
See, some of this I'm not going to even walk into that door with that part. The only
no. But I'm giving you a rationale. So I paid about $40 a month for electricity. I had some Masons donate some time, maybe another $40 for some power, and it's been $3,500 that we've made each month that we can probably go towards paying some bills. So when some brothers that do want to meet, it might not be financial, that might be okay to do that. So that's my rationale, and I could be completely wrong, but I think it is more profitable to switch it to online than what it is to show up, to be in the building and brick and mortar, because most of these brothers don't even know a lodge is the meeting of the members together. That is the lodge, it's not the building.
Absolutely. But pause just for a second, because I want to send a shout out to the brothers that are online right now. I think that's Brother Taylor, Sanders, There is Slim Daddy from New York, Grandmaster Lockett. And I see CJ Breezy in the house. Just want to send them a big shout out, letting them know that we appreciate them. And for those who are coming on, we want to say thank you. Do me a favor, please hit the like button. Definitely want you to please hit the like button. Now go ahead. Now, as I was listening to you, what you said made a lot of sense. We agree to disagree on more so than not. However, I still believe that the essence of Masonry is through its hands-on initiation. The instructions, once you're done, I can give you those. But to be able to understand the incredible feel of being passed, raised to that sublime degree of a master mason is somewhat that shell. And the studies is the nut. That shell, man, you pick up that shell, you be like, yeah. You crack that son of a gun open, be like, this is why I'm a Mason, versus anything else. And I do, because I would say this, for us, we do a lot of work on outside. We do raisins outdoors. We have done our EA degree work outdoors. And for us, it adds a little bit more of that twang to it. It brings a little bit more into it. Now, somebody else may do it differently. And I do agree about that building part.
I can say I agree. But, you know, I never forget when I was going to get my 7th degree in the rural art. And I had a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
Afterwards, I gave a good speech, told everybody how it was. I learned about companionship and the brotherhood, how lovely everything was. In the back of my head, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't care. In the back of my head, I said, I'm gonna get every last one of you motherfuckers when I level up.
Well, see, hold on, time out.
Hold on, wait, because I'm telling you, I had zero respect.
Yeah, because of what
90 out of 100 guys in there.
Because of what you went through.
No. But look,
go ahead.
When I got all these guys lining up, they question, right? And then as I start leveling up, I start saying, you don't know shit.
Okay, but check it out though. Here's the grease to your skillet. The fact that you said that the next time when I'm getting you know why? Because to me,
I said it to myself, and I said it to my cable tow in the car that day.
To me, with you saying that, they didn't do a good job with the initiation.
Yeah. Let me tell you something.
They didn't do a good job with the initiation.
Nah, let me tell you something. Being a man, being a father, being a husband, being a grandfather, I got hit on my ass twice. And that second blow, I came up out my mask and I almost hit somebody right in their mouth.
They didn't do it. That's all I'm saying. They didn't do a good job with initiation.
Hazing, all that is cool. Keep it, for me, keep the hazing, keep it in college where everybody's having a good time with it. But when you're a grown man and you have kids and grandkids and your life is, for me, I want to tap into the essence of your heart and your soul. And when you're trying to keep men, when you got people on there that are doing things that don't make no sense, that, brothers are craving for something good. And they're coming around for that, but we ain't giving nothing.
In
ain't giving nothing.
Okay. So I'm going to speak from my experience. The fact that has been done and it still continues to be done. To me, at this point in my Masonic journey, I honestly believe that is the wrong track, because even I, at one time, on occasions, have participated in Masonry that way. It wasn't until I became a wishful master that I said, this will no longer happen.
Because you had the power.
And it hasn't happened in this jurisdiction since then. And the last time I was a wishful master was back in 90.
Yeah, but you
late 90s. Was the
you
last
gotta
time I was
understand
with
something,
Freemason.
right? So look, now imagine you trying to bring in guys, right? And some of these guys are still hazing. These guys, hey, the extent of their toughness is probably a joystick in a video game and a keyboard. That's the extent of their toughness.
Yeah.
You can't be touching on, some of these cats soft as cookie dough. And no disrespect, it's okay. You can't be doing that. And then you got some cats that you might not want to put their hands on. I remember Brother Taylor L, God bless his soul. He said he got beat down. So he was sore for about 3-4 days. I'm like,
Well, see,
what does that got to do with taking an oath of obligation to the God of your understanding, saying I'm gonna be a better man to
it
society?
has nothing to do with it. It's almost as if it's a game mentality. And that is still the problem that lies in Freemasonry, especially within the African American
No,
diaspora.
both. Hold on, wait. Both are guilty. Both are guilty. The only problem, the difference is one side is so much more quieter than the other side. Like the best example I can give you is Donald Trump. Donald Trump allowed you to see white on white disagreements, like how you see black on black disagreements. He put everything out in the open. You've seen white on white disagreements, and you've seen a lot of people of color, not just black and Mexicans. We just step back like, okay, let them go ahead and get done, get finished.
Right.
So you understand it's a problem on both sides. But now getting back to our original subject, in 1856, around that time, like right now, we are taught it's either York or Scottish Rite. That's what we taught, right? Why is it in the 1850s, even the brothers was doing 16 different rites? And some of these rites are rites that are being done now. And it really messes with my head that you have some guys that says, that's clandestine, that's this, that's that. Listen, if an organization is happy and they're successful and they're doing masonry, and what's the problem? Everybody's not York Rite, everybody's not Scottish Rite. So one of the things that we don't talk about when they had the National Grand Lodge out, it was 16 different rites that was accepted. So imagine being a National Grand Master and you traveling, you got 16 different rites. If I can share my screen, I can get to something. If that's okay with you.
Yeah, let's see. Can we make that happen for you? Hold on. Let me see. Can I make that happen for you?
These are 16 different rites in the 1850s. Now it's basically 2 rites. So I don't know how we go from 16 to 2.
I'm going to make you the host, and then you can go ahead and share your screen, okay?
Man, I'm gonna see. Can I do kick out by myself?
No, I'm gonna make you the host, and then you can go ahead and do it. Go ahead, continue the conversation.
Yeah. So if you had those rights, and then it's funny because you have some of the guys, and they'll be like, "Well, they talk about us as Masons." And let me get to here right here. Show my screen. All right, I'm sharing my screen. You see those rights?
I see them.
Look at the date for the National Grand Lodge.
Yep.
Okay. That's impressive.
That's definitely impressive.
That's amazing.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Go on. Come on out.
I'm looking at, you and I had this conversation before. We're looking at all the degrees that the National had, that we had as a Masonic body. And I say we, because at that time we was all
color Masons.
So color Masons, absolutely. Color Masons. So when you see that right there.
Those are all accepted rights. Right, I see the right of perfection in there.
Oh, I see the primitive rights in there too.
Oh yeah, you see that?
Primitive reform rights.
Hey, they got something called the Fessler right.
Oh,
what's that? What I'm saying in the 1850s, imagine being part of the National Grand Lodge body, and when you had your council, you had to have everybody with a little bit of everything. And if you look at it, some people had them 33 over 96s. What I'm saying is that was accepted in the 1850s, right? And then, some people may say, "Oh, well, that's black masonry." Okay, well, let's get over to white masonry. Let's get over to white masonry. So let's not get it confused.
No,
let's not get it confused. Oh, look at that. That's Primitive Scottish right in there too.
Yep, it is.
See, these are things when you don't know your history. Well, you don't look at the Rite of Memphis, Mizraim.
Yep.
Look at those rights. What I'm saying, those were rights that were accepted by the white bodies as well. So my
trust me, look, they still there. They ain't going nowhere.
Oh yeah, they still there. But what I'm saying is when people are like when they're not educated, look how much they were doing and how much diversified you had to be. So imagine if you was part of a lodge, yeah, you would go somewhere, might not understand nothing that's going on. I'm gonna leave up out of here and give you back your
so do you think
power.
Do you think the educational part of masonry has lapsed? So therefore, masonry itself has decreased because of that?
I would say there's quite a few things. Technology. The fact of the matter is when you have people who don't understand technology and they don't want to change, because change is scary for everybody. But when you get to the point when you don't want to change, you can kill out everything. You got everything. And that's why we have this big decrease. Again, you got guys that can play video games all day. They got TikTok, you got Twitch, you got YouTube. You got all this stuff that you can do to keep yourself occupied. Like I said, even from white Mason, went from 4.5 million down to like 1 million or something. And they don't want to tell you numbers now. That's like doing this.
Yeah, it's a hell of
a over the hundreds of years. It's like there's nothing being given. And then you have some people say, well, what about Black Mesa? Okay, what about it? If you think what's good for the goose ain't good for the gander, it's happening in both ways. Even religious organizations got hurt from COVID. Every organization that was any kind of organization got hurt from COVID. And but before COVID, Masonry doesn't have an excuse except for we were not putting out the best product that needs to be. We just wasn't, and we still not.
So I ain't gonna say everybody's putting out bad product, but
well, no, I said not the best.
How would you, at this point now, look at putting out a better product?
Well, I'm radical. And me being radical is, okay, all them stories in Masonry, it's all good and it's all beautiful. And they changed them up along the time. It's time to have a crypto right. It's time to have a risk right, an investment right. It's time to do things like that where people can understand a technology right. Because you can keep the Tyler with the sword. Oh, he looks so cute with his little sword play. That's amazing. Give me a Tyler that know how to work this damn Zoom and shut it down and put people out. That's my Tyler.
Right.
If you can't work a Zoom, you can't be. That's the prerequisite. You can't be the Tyler. If you ain't got no accounting experience, no, you don't even think of looking at the money. If you ain't have the skills as teaching, when I say teach, you don't have to be a teacher, but if you in your job have teach and you teach people, that's a prerequisite skill. How can you get it out to say, hey, this is what we need. The world is different now. Me and you are over 1,000 miles away, and we are talking in real time and having a discussion, mouth to ear through this apparatus. And to say that you got to be in the same room as me, you know how many times I've been in a lodge meeting and guys so stuck on their damn phone, they ain't there.
Okay, now let's add that. Let's take that part. I can take the physical part of Freemason and let you go be, and then come in with the technology part. Because right now, for us, with our lodge that we have over in the UK, they are taking on membership from the United States. Okay. And what they're doing is, the only thing is that you have to already be a Mason. That's the only difference. But they are meeting online, because I'm in the country, I'm over here in the United States. And when my brothers over in the UK said, Brother Hawkins, we're having a meeting such and such, we're going to bring you in through the Zoom. And they bring me in through the Zoom. I go through the opening just like they go through the opening. I may not be fully dressed, or I can put a picture up, but I'm there and they can hear my voice and I can give my opinion and I can see what's going on. And I can see that happening there's nothing wrong with it. I just think you still need that both can exist at the same time. Let me put it to you that way.
Well, you know, one thing I can tell you is this. For me, I'm 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 looking at masonry for what it should be and what it's supposed to be. If we take it back,
I appreciate that. Go ahead.
if we take it back to the 1857, like I said, the first landmark, they said masonry is a science. What is science? It's the discovery of. If you know, and it's a speculative science. Speculative. If you look at speculators on Wall Street, they always set up for massive losses. So we're gonna throw a lot at the wall, a lot of people at the wall, and we're only gonna keep a few. But for some reason, we ain't hardly keeping nobody, and this is the truth. And we need to look at the ways that we're doing things, because the reality is, in the 1700s, they weren't wearing no regalia. There's a bunch of drunks.
Meeting at the tavern.
Say that don't mean that they wouldn't do
meeting at the tavern.
Yeah. Hey, they were operative masons that you really use their hands to build. And they said, you know what? Somebody came along and said, I'm not doing that. I want to build in my mind. And they flipped it. And that's why you had the ancients, you know, you had the ancient Grand Lodge, they still want to do ancient. Then you had the what's the other Grand Lodge they had? The Premier Grand Lodge. You had the Premier Grand Lodge came out, then the Ancient Council, yeah, we still part of ancient, but you had speculative option. Now we still respect them both. But masonry is mainly speculative, but it started from the foundations of these hands made it happen. We built with our hands. Now we build with our minds.
Right.
And we use it as an allegory of what's being done. Mm-hmm. So why can't we build on that and see that it's changing once again? Like you said, is, you know, you like the hands-on and touch on. Hey, for me, give me what I need. Give me some knowledge. And if I understand it, I'm gonna understand. If I don't, I'm gonna ask a lot of questions and I'm gonna be in people's ear and head so I understand it. I'm not gonna waste a lot of time. I used to wear regalia, and I like.
Look, let me tell you something right now. Right now.
You know, I wear regalia.
Let me tell you something right now.
You know I'm a radical.
I know you are. But all I'm saying is every now and then, my brother, every now and then. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to leave it at that.
Listen, I hear that from my grandmaster. I hear it from everybody else in the line. They always tell me that. It ain't that I can't dress. You know what, man? I feel like.
I know it ain't.
I
know it ain't, because you did it for me.
You know I did it for you. Yeah, I did it for you. You said, all right, brother. Because you know I wasn't going to wear no tie. No bow tie. Wasn't. That's who I am. Here's the thing, man. It's like, does my dress make me less of a Mason? Like, we got a guy that's heating in there. He'll come into the lodge, dirty and dusty, right? It's been time. They say, hey, where's your outfit? Where's your suit at? He making money. He's stopping from making money. And he's financial. And he's there at the meet. And he's doing what he... Yeah, but what I'm saying, people, sometimes a couple of people feel a little offended, but I'm like, for what? For me, I feel like the fact that he was there, the fact that he was assertive, the fact that he's a big part of what we're doing and what's going on, what more can we ask for?
Okay, with that being said, I believe that people have forgotten the most precious thing you have is time.
Okay.
Once you give it, you can't get it back. It's gone. And I think that people have stopped being appreciative of the members who are dedicated to Freemasonry in the essence of building the next person up, legitimately building them up.
Okay.
And I'm finding that some people get a little jealous. They do, they really get a little jealous. And that hurts the craft.
Organization.
It hurts the craft.
Yeah. I will definitely agree with that. That hurts the organizations. That hurts them a lot. these things that you have happening right now that hurts these organizations, you have to look at again. You got friends putting friends in place, people suspending people doing whatever they can to stay in power, people doing whatever they can to take power. You got people extracting. Then one of the biggest rumors to me that I love is like people. I just heard this like even a few days ago. Hey, you guys are just taking members' money. Like, come on, man, stop that. Who wants to take somebody's money? Well, I don't even like I would give more than I would ever even try. We never care about that. What we always cared about is what can we do to help these brothers out to help them grow. Like I said, is the old rights is good. It has not failed. They have not failed.
So
Time for a new set of rights.
In addition to that, then, in addition to what you just said, what is it that your jurisdiction offers those who are looking to become a Mason?
Okay, I'm glad you said that because I just formed a lodge.
I'm just saying, what separates you from everybody else?
Well, I'm glad you said that. I just formed what's called a beta lodge, which means that we're going to be as speculative and do masonry like what we do. We call ourselves Masonic scientists. And that's the discovery of, and we're going to discover a better way. And even through failure and people who agree or disagree with our methods, that's fine. Because if you're doing something that is good, we want to try it. You know, if there's something that's not good, okay, it might not work for you, but it might work for me. We're looking at, like I said, new rights. I'm going to teach these young guys, this young generation that, hey, don't all this old watching, I'm going to get you 50,000 in 2 weeks, in a month's time, you get $100,000 credit line. You got to pay that shit back.
You do.
And the reality is you don't get it like that. When these people are getting this money, they're doing stuff like forging bank accounts. You should trust them, a businessman. No. When these people, before they give you money, they vet you in a way that the way technology is, the only way for you to get that money in 2 weeks is you're doing something illegal, you're forging something. They want to see a bank statement. They want to see the money's rolling in your bank account. What are you already making? Are you already paying out? Are you already making payments? Why would Tony want to give me $50,000 and I only had a bank account for 2 weeks and I ain't never paid nobody. And I only had $100 in there. Why would you give me $50,000 for a dream?
Right.
No. So these brothers need to learn, and some sisters, that life is all about a risk. Just like how you said about the dudes to help people out. I've always been saying, even when I blow on PH, I always try to say, hey, look, let's buy some doubles. And each lodge, go in each weekend and fix up on it. And then what happens is when you get enough doubles, that let that be dues. Let those rentals be the dues. And then if someone puts up $4,000 in like a IRA or something like that, or an investment fund, let that little $250, $300 each year go back to the craft perpetually. Now we're not looking at dues. We're just looking at, hey, some money's coming in and it's funded and it's just going and it's rolling. And just like with the white lodges and the black lodges, eventually you get somebody in there who is going to rip every investment all the time that everybody done over all the years, just like that.
Just like that.
I see it all the time. We've seen it on both sides. Some people do millions, some people do thousands. But I want to be able to teach new rights, new ways. Some people say, well, that's not masonry, just well, you spanking people on the ass ain't masonry. You talking about people calling them this and calling them that. That ain't masonry either. But masonry is about the discovery of, and it's supposed to be about being on the cutting edge. In the 1800s, masonry took the world out of the dark ages. That's what we did.
So do you think that masonry still has that zeal about itself to take?
Oh no.
No.
Look at old boy in the UGLE. Man, he been sitting over there for 50 years. 50 years he been the Grand Master. Get out of here with that. 50 years?
But see,
you don't even know how much gas is.
Look, You know that's a monarch over there.
But I'm giving
You know that's a monarch.
but
They
I'm
will
giving you
pass
the
it down
truth.
to the next son anyway. They
But you
don't
know
have
what?
elections over there.
You know what's funny? In my dad's, before I was even a 32nd, in my dad's consistory, I was interviewing these guys. I came and interviewed them, took pictures and stuff of them. And the guy was telling the Tyler, he was like, I've been a Tyler for 52 years. And this. And I was a Tyler at this house, telling me how the house is Tyler and telling me how long you had the store. I'm saying in my mind, pass that motherfucker to somebody else. When you going? He didn't tell me not one person he trained. He didn't tell me not one person
right there
to take over.
That's the point. That is where you're going to grow your organization when you begin to train people to take your place.
Exactly.
That's the change. When you can say, I'm only Grand Master for a short time. I want to train the next Grand Master to take it a little farther than I took it. And you who are now sitting in that seat should be the next one to take it farther. And then that way, you're going to grow your jurisdiction. That's how it's going to happen. And you really stuck your foot in it right then when you said that part.
Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest. I was saying to myself, if I was a real eavesdropper, if I came in and kicked the door, and what is he gonna do?
Depends on which lodge you kick in. Now, some of them do have guns, bro.
Yeah, well, we was always hot in our lives. We stay hot.
That's a real Tyler right there.
Yeah, we stay hot. We got people that everybody stay hot. What I'm saying, that's the reality.
Right.
See what I'm saying? When you grabbing things for protection or all for a Tyler, that sword ain't gonna really help you. In this day and age, okay, you could be around with your sword. If we got a lodge meeting right now and it's digital, you are worthless to me.
Right.
You are the Tyler and you cannot control the Zoom, because guess what? You still doing the same thing. Because if you the WM and I'm acting a fool, you can send him a message and say, get rid of Melvin. Put him in the holding in the lobby. He's out. He's just effective. We're living in a new world. We're living in a new age, and we're not progressive enough. It's about being progressive, because cool when we get to a certain age, but I want them guys 18 years old. I want them 20.
Okay. How do you go get a guy? Now, I have my own plan, my own way of how to get someone, but how do you get a guy 18? Let's say starting at 18. How do you get them? Because I have my own way of doing it. What's your thought?
For me, you get on their level and get where they at. Stop making them come to your level. Or like, I'll give you an example. We got some of the older guys, they like to go eat at a certain place. And the younger guys, I talked to them, they said they don't want to eat here. They don't want this food. Shit ain't got no spice to it. So I said some couple times, guess what? The older guys still want to eat there. Some of these younger guys, I smoke a stick. Me and my brothers, what we have a cigar. They don't want no fucking cigars. They're going to smoke a blunt. If they're going to smoke a blunt, they're probably going to go play some video games and all that. Hey, let's be honest. If we don't look and see where they at and get on that level with them, you might have to text them a lesson and say, hey, look this up, research this. Then they may be on their phone at night. If we can't get on their level and make it fun, make it exciting for them, for it.
But getting on that level don't necessarily mean that you got to come down. I think if you go to somebody's level, you got to be able to pull them up to your level.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
If you don't have the trust, it's like, I never forget. I'm not gonna say what organization, and I never forget what the guy told me. He said he was mad, he was frustrated. He was probably like, man, I can't believe I told Melvin that, but he did it. He backtracked. He said he went to go run to be the grand patron. Somebody pulled him to the side and said, hey man, why don't you wait to run? It's like when a boy die, then you can run. It's like, God damn. Told him when the guy died, these are mother older guys, and he got slaughtered trying to run, but they told him when the guy died, you the man. What if he lived to be 120? I done seen some of these old cats, and again, I know I'm old myself, but don't be going to the set in your suit brown.
And see, here's the funny thing.
Stand behind somebody, man, and let them go.
Here's the thing. We are the older guys now. See, what I try to do is reflect on when I came in as a young man, wanted to kind of show my zeal for the order, what I've learned. So what I've done here, for those who come through, I have a young cat. Give a lecture. Give a lecture. You want to talk? Give a lecture. And that way, I find it keeps them interested in masonry. It keeps you like coming back for more, because I'll give it. Hey, you want to be the worshipful master tonight? Here you go. Be the worshipful master tonight. And this is the only way you're going to be, in my own opinion, is to grow, is by removing yourself gradually out of the picture and allow those to begin taking seats in these various chairs. Like you said, I was never really a person to go out and smoke a cigar, but now I'll go and smoke one every now and then. Yeah. I don't do the video game, but I'll go watch the brothers play the video games. So I try to, you know, I want to see what clicks, what
in the lies. Hey,
what makes you move. And if I can grab hold to that, then I can apply that and then kind of bring you up to where I'm at.
Exactly. But you got to do it in pieces. Like, prime example, how many lodges got gaming systems in it? How many lodges just have, instead of having a fundraiser, you can have a gaming event and you can have winner take all. Maybe you got to set the games and stuff up, and the winner may have, you may put up $100, could be $200-300, and you have a big trophy and get out on social media. Guess what? Just think how many youth you're gonna have come. See, we don't look cool. We don't look like it's anything that nobody wants to be involved in. And when you look at that, that's why we're where we're at. And we justify it because we have people where, like, say, like Tony, if you don't think like me, then you cannot move up nowhere, no shape, no form. And that's where we had, it's like this spiral. Again, if you take 70 years of masonry, been around for hundreds of years, for it to just drop like this, whoop, I'm telling you, it's on the way to extinction. We need to do things different.
Hey, somebody posted the reason the old cats don't want to leave their seats, because when the young cats get in them, they're going to find out how much the old cats didn't know.
That too. Like I said, I had them guys, they drugged me. And then all of a sudden, it got to the point they knew I was running through them houses, committed, and they already knew. Then one day I looked at them, I'm looking at you eye to eye, bro.
Yeah.
It's a different conversation.
I want a brother to look at me eye to eye. Yeah. I want that, because once you begin to do that, then that just tells me that you're ready. You're ready for the next step, baby. Let me help you out.
Take over. But you understand, everybody don't have that what you have. So again, now let's get back to this question though. Has the craft progress or regress in your opinion?
Well, I'm going to answer that for me.
Okay.
I think it has regressed or decreased. And the reason being is because it is not being taught in such a way to hold the attention of the newcomer. Okay. If you can't hold the attention of the newcomer with all of the outside forces that he can go and deal with, if you're not able to hold his or her attention, including the Eastern Stars, it's not going to click. You have to be able to go in, grab that attention, and hold it in such a way that they become like, I like that. I can do that. I can grasp that. I have that now. But if you can't do it, I've had plenty of people come in and give me their money. Boom, boom, boom. You don't see them no more.
Okay, so do you have your solution? Hey, you know,
I have my solution. Oh, hell yeah. I got a solution. Look, when I see problems, I don't talk about them. I find a solution to the problem.
Okay. Well,
I have my solution.
We got a problem here, bro. Okay, so
I mean, I'm not going to tell you my solution, but I have my solution.
My last brother, he just asked a good question. Who is accountable for the state of lives today?
Who's a what?
Who is accountable? Here, let me correct. What is he taking? Tylenol. I've been up since 7 o'clock. Really 5. You know how guys, he's taking drugs. Tylenol.
So I'm gonna say this. When you said solution, I have a solution that works here for us. Okay.
Okay.
Because you and I have been talking a long time.
You know you don't want nothing behind this. But go ahead.
So in talking, that's why I do what I do. Man, we're gonna talk offline, and I'll tell you what's happening over here. But with that being said, yeah, I have a solution. And the brother who asked who's responsible, the jurisdiction or membership of that jurisdiction is responsible. They're totally responsible. But I've seen some old cats come through and tear the shit up. I've seen grandmasters that didn't want to step out of office, tear it up. You telling me you love masonry. You telling me you enjoy the craft, but you study tearing it up. You ain't building because you like that money. You get that free room when grand session come around. You get that free dinner ticket. You get that free money. Look, I've been a grandmaster. There are some privileges that comes along with it. And people don't want to let go. So what they do is they tear up the damn jurisdiction. I don't care whether it's a sovereign grand commander, imperial potentate, most excellent grand master. I don't care of a position. Most people who have them, when they see the dollars come through, Melvin, oh, so what? You want to run for my seat? Oh, no, you ain't. They'll expel you quicker than you can look around and fart.
And see that, I don't know. I guess it's just me because like that's where I'm like, man, like if you come into a situation and there's cash flows, how do you, as a Mason, feel good about yourself if you can you want to splurge away what these brothers are working hard for? And I see this isn't all. I'm telling you, this isn't all ethical backgrounds. When you look at it. When you ethnic backgrounds, non-ethnic, white, black, green, brown, I mean, it's bad. Like you get guys that you have people that actually abuse, but based on their tenure, they get passes. But for me, I'll tell you, masonry has regressed in the worst kind of way. I mean, if you look at masonry in its purest form, in the 1850s, they had all these different rights. So you had to be versed. Even if you wasn't versed, you still learning and just learning what to do. Communication, they had a communication that we have, but the fact of the matter that they respected each other's sovereignty. You got 19 different rights for the white Masons, 16 different rights for the black Masons. That's called respect for one another's sovereignty. I might not agree with what you're doing over there, Brother Muhammad. You might not agree with me, but guess what? They had more respect back then for one another than what we got right now. It is a shit show what we got right now.
So before we get ready to close out, since you went that door, you opened that door up.
Right down the rabbit hole.
So why do you think that? Because I'm going to tell you right now, let me give you the last word.
Okay, well.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Go ahead.
I don't give a flying rat's. We're going to do what we do here. And you know that. Because I'm not looking just to be California or I'm not looking for that. It's bigger than that. That's me. Okay. Some people are okay being in their own little, we here, we good. No.
Yeah.
I can't do that, especially for the craft that I'm a part of. I can't do that to my brothers. I want them to enjoy part of masonry. Man, I do. Just like when I come to Atlanta and how I'm treated, I want that anywhere they go.
You gotta get a hotel. You ain't gotta get a hotel.
I'm saying I want that same treatment no matter where they go.
Right.
And the only way you're going to get that same treatment, you have to be able to give that treatment.
I agree.
So
I totally agree.
You go ahead, you got it. We're going to go ahead and close out, but you got it.
Well, the fact is, like, say you got an organization over here. Let's say they're doing the National Mexican Rite. The fact that we can come together, guys can come together and tell them who they are and who they are not, and what's not respected. It was respected over 100-something years ago, and it worked. But the fact is, it comes down. It's like when you have basketball or football, you got NCAA, or you got the NBA, you got NFL. The big national organizations, they suck so much, and they need so many resources to stay relevant that they have to kill off the others. And in the process of them killing off all these different rights and all, because what may be exciting for you or this person might not be exciting for me. Tell you all the time. I call myself Brother Little. I call myself a Masonic scientist. I don't talk about my rank. I don't wear.
You sure don't.
Masonic. I just don't, because I feel like if you can't respect me for who I am, the hell with you. I don't care what you say about me. I don't care if guys say, oh, you did it. Hey, guess what? I laugh at them guys. To me, if that's all you got out of masonry is you looking at who is and who ain't, you's a fool. Because if you add up what I have given to this craft, and I'm 4 generations in from my father's side and 5 from my mother's side, and that's PHA. Matter of fact, see that picture right there?
No, I can't see it unless you bring it.
I'm about to get over, but I'm just saying, this is even from my mother's side, hanging up. Oh, this is right. This is my son who passed. With this right here, these are my people on my mom's side. That's 4 generations. I'm 5 generations PHA on this side. Never went over there. 4 generations PHO. Been a Mason for a long time. And the fact of the matter is, what's right for me is right for me. I'm not with either organization. I want to do something different. I want to.
Wait a minute, time out. You said something very, very, very important. You said something about being for an organization or not being for an organization. You said, hey, I'm not just for the organization.
Yeah,
that's the important part.
I do, and I give back, and guys around me, they give back, they get it all. And the brothers are saying, I can't imagine looking at the guy and says, oh, well, you're not part of my organization. My organization says, the hell with what the fuck your organization say. What are you doing? What are you doing to give back? You took an oath and obligation to the God of your understanding, whoever that may be, or whatever that may be, that you're going to make this world a better place from which you came. You didn't take an oath of obligation, say, I'm going to be the security. I'm going to run around. I'm going to be the police. And guess what? They ask you, you ain't got no money. How much time you giving? Matter of fact, you ain't even really in the lodge. Then you got those that are in the lodge and they know truth. And they go around and they spool lies just so they can have Masonic cred and have their high-ranking places. So when they look at guys like me, they know. Don't even attempt to talk to me, because I'm gonna give you a spiritual ass whooping. Because you took an oath and an obligation to be a better man. Being a better man is not about trashing anybody.
That's right.
I wouldn't care who you are. If you are in need, I'm gonna help. And it's funny because I done did things to help guys, and I won't never talk about it. And it'd be the same guys that might be sitting with guys laughing at me. I don't care. I never did it for them. I never did it for me. I did it because I took an oath and an obligation, because that's the right thing to do. And if I take an oath and an obligation to God of my understanding, and in my heart that is what I feel is right, who the hell can tell me it's wrong? If you do, it's your opinion. So I don't live on opinions. So I want to do things different. I want to do things radically. Hey, people gonna talk about me all they want. I don't care. If I can re-energize the craft and bring people in, like I'm working on my sons that are 9 and 12.
Right.
I'm working on them right now. I don't care what nobody say. I'm not waiting till they 18 or 21. Gang members get to have kids when they 5.
They
I
do.
want,
They tell you, I was born in
I
it.
want to make Masons when they 5. Let me tell you something about when you instill positive things into kids. Tiger Woods had a father that only taught him what?
God,
And what did he become?
the best damn golfer in the world.
Okay. Venus and Serena, dad only taught them what?
Tennis.
What happened?
Conquered the world.
Okay. Kobe Jelly Bean Bryant, his
Nope.
dad played for LA. Guess what? It just happens. Look at what's that boy name played baseball? Steroid dude.
Oh, Sterling.
What's his name, man? What I'm saying
Sammy
is,
Sosa.
not Sammy Sosa, the other guy, the black guy.
Bonds.
Barry Bonds. Yeah. Hank Aaron, that was his godfather. He was around greatness. And what did he become?
Great.
What I'm saying is, so people say, yeah. And I even argue with some of my guys that said, well, that's what a Masonic Youth Committee is. Let me tell you something. I'm looking for a new way. I want my boys 9 and 12. I want them in the lodge with me, and I want them to stand behind these guys and learn. And then these guys put them in front. I would love to see a man come in the lodge at 35, and you see a kid 16 running through that lodge like a man, because it takes a man to raise a man. I don't want to wait until they're 18. I don't want to wait. I don't care what your organization says is right, because my organization says something different. You got kids over in other parts of the world, they got guns fighting for their lives.
You ain't lying.
And you telling me I can't instill the righteous in them to make them a Mason? Please, I ain't waiting. Y'all do that. For all y'all know, my sons may be the youngest Masons in the world. And when I tell you they are, they ain't my fault. Look at their granddaddy. That's generation 6.
That's right.
How am I going to wait? Because if I wait, and then I allow all these other things to catch them, I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting. That's what I'm saying. So when we look at what are we doing, waiting to 21, waiting too late, waiting to 18, you're too damn late. Kids start playing sports at 3 and 4.
Let's go get them. I did a short video on that called "Let's Go Get Our Kids," and I agree totally with you. If you have access to school, be the example, pull the kids aside, start a youth group right there on campus. Do that and let them see that you are a Freemason. Let them see that you're just not the average guy walking around campus.
Exactly. Now I can tell you now, my dad and them, they love doing them parades. I tell them, and it's okay. But for me, I'm not doing it. I'm just not. It's so I don't. It's like then like my guy McHenry. It's my guy, man. I love when he put that vintage stuff on, man. He looks like, I love the look. It ain't me, but I love it, man. I love it. I'm saying like, I like, man, he killing them.
He do be killing them though, don't he?
Killing them.
And you know what? The fact that they don't realize the fact that he killing them, I be laughing. They be like, he got on this and he got on that. I'm like, dude, y'all have no clue. None.
You know what's funny? I posted a picture some years ago. These 5 grand masters, they had on these crinkly, wrinkly suits, right? And everybody's mad, oh, what you do that? You did. I said, all I did was post a picture. You formed your own opinion. They look dusty. These guys are very high up. I'm not going to say what organization it was, but it didn't look like me. They were very, very dusty looking. They had a lot of power. And that's not going to make anybody and none of my kids want to be around. Like say, hey, this is what I want to do. The people say, hey, man, he's teaching his kids Mason. He's crazy. No, guess what? My kids are straight A students. They ain't never had a C in their life. Probably can count on one hand if they even had a B. They've been doing sports, my youngest son, for 7 years. Why can I not teach him about masonry? Why can I not get him geared up, degree up? Some people say, man, that's crazy. Guess what? I'm going back to the 1800s. If people get out your jurisprudence and make sure you read that first landmark. Now, if you read the first landmark, we're gonna be good. We're gonna be on the same page.
There you go.
And that's all I got, man. Because
So look, we're
guard
going
time
for a minute, man. I appreciate you. You know I do. It's always a pleasure to have you on. I was looking to see if we can get Johanse on here, but
man, he probably working.
Oh, okay. And I'm gonna see, can I talk to my boy Fahim Knight? He has a lot to say. I really enjoy his company too. But you know what? We're gonna make some other things happen. So I can't wait because we do have some things coming down the pipe. Some things are about to change for this particular channel.
Uh-oh.
Thank you.
Uh-oh.
Some
you gonna
things
tell us about it?
With this channel. It is.
You gonna tell us about it?
Well, you know what? This production that is now being worked on to give a better show per se is going to be great for those who like to come by and fellowship with us. It's going to be great for them. It's going to be very interactive. It's going to bring in a different light on our discussions. And for those who are in the chat, they're going to be right along with us. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to take us a little time to get it, but we're going to get it. And I'm going to say this. If you have product, if you have a book, hear me clearly, I'm going to say this. If you have a book and you want us to do a review on your book, we will do it and invite you on. But if I invite you on here and you need somebody else's permission to come on here, your book is trash. Because you are not the balls enough to stand up. That's your money people messing with. I'm going to say this again. I want you to hear me clearly. If you have a book and we are pushing your book, because I want to see every brother come up, and you tell me you can't come on because somebody else said so, and they messing with your money.
Well, you got to understand something, my brother, and I love you, and I know you love me. Where we are, and we had this conversation a few nights ago, because they don't know, we talk to be honest, it ain't just this. Where you are, where I am, where other people, where everybody's at different spots in different places. And where you are, you want to see everybody come up, black, white, green, brown, you know, and that's what I love about you. And that's why I think me and you are so tight. We have not let go ever since the master teacher told us to hang tight and stick together.
Yeah. You
cannot expect everybody to be where you at, because where you at right now, you in a place that it's like rare air. Not that many people are there, brother. And the hard part is that when they get there, sometimes it's so far down the road that they're like, damn, I didn't even know. And that's what really happens, because you get committed to small things and you don't see the big things. Like I almost sold out to a franchise one time. And I seen all the positives. And I said, fuck it, I'm away. It's the best thing I ever did. But I didn't know. I had to pray on it, talk to God, my understanding. I'm saying everybody's not where you at. And right now, you are at a place where even though you have morphed into what you morphed into, that you have some people, they're going to just hate you because your name is Brother Tony Muhammad. They cannot, your name, and they can't see beyond. You have elevated. It's okay.
But bruh, I'm gonna say this. I wouldn't be a man if I didn't want to see the next person step up to the plate. It pisses me off to know that I have food on my plate and I'm looking over you drooling at what I got. And I share it with you. I just can't do it, man. I just can't do it.
I agree.
I don't want to be around anybody that doesn't want to see the next person be successful.
And there you have the declining of the craft, because you got so many people saying this, saying that. Heck, I told the 33rd one time, he asked me, he said, I think I'm gonna come out to your lodge next month. I was at WM. I said, not if I ain't invite you. He got
absolutely.
He was shitty. He's like, he said, well, you can't be. I said, hey man, look, you gotta be invited. You can't just walk up in my stuff.
Absolutely.
But what I'm saying is, it's like you can't come in there and impose. I had a district deputy come in there one time, had this gavel in his hand. You know what? I sit his ass right over there with the common lodge members, and we stood up and acknowledged him because we let him in as soon as the meeting was over. We acknowledged him, and I shut it down. I think it's disrespectful if I walk in your lodge and I got my gavel in my hand.
That's right. It's very disrespectful.
So guess what? He came in, stood up, I nodded to him, shut it down, and that was that. And he stood outside about 20, 30 minutes. So, see, I'm different. But I'm saying,
Absolutely.
we'll leave it in the room, but you've grown, my brother. Just know you've grown. So you're at a place right now that just keep it coming, man. Keep the good stuff coming. Keep it good.
Man,
You got people
I'm
that
gonna
are
do what I
interested in
can,
you.
bro.
And you're gonna do more than that. These it's like how Pac said, it's gonna be some things you're gonna see. It's gonna make it hard to smile, but you gotta smile for it. Smile for Brother Muhammad, y'all. He gonna be good. That's my brother, man. And he is for everybody. I used to watch him and John Harris to get into it, and he still bought a book. That's who he is. See, people don't know that about you. That's why I gotta put it out there.
Yeah, I did buy that book. I mean, although we may have disagreed on some things, yeah, I supported John. I bought a book. He signed the book. Absolutely. I want to see everybody come up, man. It don't make any sense for us to continue this cycle. And I'm not going to be part of it. I'm not. I can't do it.
But that's why the craft has declined. When you got people controlling people beyond the boundaries of masonry, that's why the craft has declined. But that's what I'm saying. So we have to look and do things different. Me, I told you, I'm a radical. I'm a revolution. I'm radical. Like, I'm all the way out there. Like, oof, I'm doing stuff different. I don't care if they don't like it or not. I don't care. So that's just
Well, look, while you saying that, I want to send a big shout out to Mount Tebow Grand Lodge. I want to send a big shout out to Bruce 1847, Slim Daddy. I want to send a big shout out to Brother Hill, Ulysses number 77. Brother Kales out of San Diego, thank you for coming in. Most Worshipful United, Scottish Rite Grand Lodge out of Texas, thank you. HB Turner, thank you. King of Kings that's in the house, thank you. Oh man, out of Boston, Brother Shabazz, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you and thank you for the phone call. Brother Solomon, thank you. I'm just sending out some shout outs right now for those who are coming in and just really hanging out. Mickey, thank you for coming in. Richard, what's going on? Newton, Kings number 1. Just want to say thank you for coming in, spending your time with us tonight and talking and having this conversation. And I'm checking out the chat, regarding has masonry increased or decreased. And I think that we'll really put down some things to share tonight. Please hit the like button for us. Hit and send us some hearts, man. And for Brother Monk, who made a donation tonight, I said, thank you. We appreciate you. And you know what? We got some more stuff coming up. We really, really do. And with that, on that note, Brother Little, send a big shout out to your dad, man. Let him know I appreciate him. Whenever I come that way, he was there. So I want to say thank you to him also. And you know what? It's number love on this end.
The future rep.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, I appreciate you too, big boss. And look, I got my live brother over here right now. He got he over here hiding, that's what I'm saying. It's just he got topics for us. That's what I love. And people, please send topics, things that you want to talk about, send topics. And if you want to be on the show, have a pre-conversation and things just work out. Because I'm gonna tell you, Brother Muhammad, after this, I'm going to have me a nice cigar. That's what I do. And my brother.
What? Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we should do the next time you and I hook up. We should call it a toast. You have yours, I have mine.
Well, if I come to you, if you come to me, I have to host. So we can still call it toast, but I got to host. That's the way it goes. That's the law. That's one of the unwritten landmarks, my brother. You can't do that.
That's where it comes from.
I got to do it.
Got to do it.
Hey, you big bro. I got to do it.
Well, I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And with that being said, I need you to hold on for a minute, but I'm going to end the live streaming. And for those who are on, we want to say thank you for coming on and really appreciate that. And as always, keep your light on and stay out them bushes. That's how